What's it like having a famous actor for a mom? Jodie Sweetin might have a lot of experience under her belt, but her two daughters have plenty to teach her as well. Sweetin's first child, Zoie Laurel May Herpin, was born in 2008. Her father is Cody Herpin, Sweetin's second husband. The star's youngest daughter, Beatrix Carlin Sweetin Coyle, was born in 2010. Her father is Martin Coyle, Sweetin's third husband. After Zoie arrived in 2008, People magazine reported that Sweetin was in labor for 40 hours before undergoing an emergency C-section. Shortly before her first daughter was born, Sweetin opened up about how excited she was about motherhood. She wrote in a 2008 blog post, "There is a life waiting to be lived in me that I can't possibly imagine. How blessed are we as women to have this gift. It is a power I never dreamed I would feel." When Beatrix was born, her parents expressed their family's joy in a statement to People. They said, "We're already madly in love with Beatrix and are so grateful for the support from our family and friends. And we can't wait for her big sister Zoie to meet her." You may think Sweetin's kids enjoy boasting rights thanks to their mom's time on Full House. After all, it's not only an incredibly popular series to this day, but it spawned a hit spin-off show, Fuller House, years later.
All right, come on in. Again? Come in.
Oh, jeez.
Alas, the girls are relatively unfazed by their mom's legacy as a sitcom star. Sweetin told Today of her return to the Full House universe. They don't really care. I mean, they've watched it before. They used to come to tapings. But at the end of the day, it's mom. They're not really that impressed. Even though they may not be that impressed, that does not mean Sweetin's daughters are above channeling their inner Stephanie Tanner, whether they mean to or not. She told Forbes, "I think Steph was a kid with a lot of sass and a lot of personality, and my two girls definitely have that in spades." Sweetin has made a point of letting her daughters know that it's okay to make mistakes, and she's done so by leading by example. She told Today, "One thing I have always done with my girls is admit that I'm not perfect, and that I don't always have all the answers, and that I'm just trying to do my best." On that same note, Sweetin gives herself grace when it comes to being a mom. She told Forbes, "I never had the idea that I was going to be a perfect parent. Whether you're on a TV show or you're a stay-at-home mom, or whatever it is that you might be doing, we all screw it up in one way or another." Sweetin loves to talk about her kids on her podcast, and she doesn't shy away from posting about them on social media. For example, when Beatrix turned 13, Sweetin posted a bunch of throwback pics of her youngest on Instagram. She wrote, "Looking back through all these pics from when she was little until now, always the silly face, the animal lover, the cuddly one, proud is too small a word." There was also the time that Sweetin and Zoie recorded their own version of the Linda and Heather theme song trend for TikTok. And in August 2023, the Full House stars shared some snaps of their family's recent trip to Jamaica. The list goes on. However, despite the fact that she uses social media, Sweetin says that she's apprehensive about letting her daughters do the same. She told Forbes that while her kids don't have social media, it's still something that's ever present in their lives. As such, she makes sure to drive home the fact that what they're seeing is by no means real life. She explained, "It is not how you should gauge how you feel on the inside, by looking at someone else's perfect edited picture on the outside. We get bombarded now with so much constant feedback of what we should be doing, what we should look like, whatever it is, that it's really hard growing up in this age." She also went on to acknowledge that the same goes for parents. "I think with social media and stuff, you see so many things about these perfect parents and this perfect picture of everyone at a picnic doing whatever, but what you don't see is the screaming and crying that led up to it, or the total diaper explosion that happened right after you got that lovely family photo, whatever it is." That same year, Sweetin told Today that her eldest, Zoie, did get an Instagram account. However, it doesn't appear that she's a consistent poster. Zoie got a taste of what it's like to be an actor when she landed a small role in Fuller House. But it's not her main focus. At least, not yet. Sweetin told Forbes, "My older daughter is very much into sports and soccer. And she's really talented at that, so that's kind of her passion. This is not the first time the Hollywood Darlings actor has mentioned Zoe's love of sports. In an Instagram post from 2018, she shared a selfie of herself and Zoe, who was wearing a youth soccer jersey. She wrote, "Starting the day off with my little soccer star and the first game of the season." And soccer isn't the only sport that's captured Sweetin's family's interest. In 2021, the Full House alum shared a photo of herself and her family in the stadium to watch a Los Angeles Dodgers game. She captioned it, "We were busy cheering, stuffing our faces with Dodger dogs, churros, and peanuts, even doing the wave." In the same Forbes interview, Sweetin shared that Beatrix had shown an interest in the performing arts. She said, "My younger one loves performing and singing and doing all that kind of stuff. We've put her in some after-school drama classes and things like that. If she wants to do it professionally, I would totally support them in that. But I don't know if that'll happen now." Speaking with Today, Sweetin reminded everyone that she, of all people, knows how much grit and determination one needs to make it as a child star. She explained, "This is a business where you have to be willing to give everything. If that's not something that your kid wants to do because they don't love it enough, don't push them into doing it because they'll resent it." She has likely shared the same advice with her daughter, who will have no illusions about going into the business if she does decide to do so. If the acting thing doesn't work out for Beatrix, a life in the spotlight may still be waiting for her. Sweetin told People, "Bea pretends that she has her own YouTube channel. I'll hear her in there with her phone and she's like, 'And now today on Beatrix's YouTube channel.' I'm like, 'What are you doing?'" Sweetin is proud of both of her daughters for listening to their instincts and knowing that they can put their foot down when the occasion calls for it. She said on the Allison Interviews podcast that while she didn't develop that skill until she was in her 30s, her daughters caught on pretty quickly.
Just so proud of how they stand up for themselves and how they say, "This is who I am and this is what I like."
She added that this is especially true for her eldest child, Zoe, and that she always let others know when she did not want to do something. The actor encourages this behavior because she sees how truly valuable it is.
They just have very firm boundaries and they are just so wonderfully expressive in who they are. And I give them the freedom to be that.
Now that Sweetin's daughters are both in their teens, fans have noticed how much they look like their famous mom. And whenever Sweetin posts photos of her girls on social media, the comment section floods with mentions of how similar they are. For example, when Zoe turned 15 in 2023, Sweetin shared several photos of the festivities on Instagram, including a selfie of herself and Zoe. Podcaster Molly McAleer commented, "She's your twin. So beautiful." And she wasn't the only one who felt that way. When Sweetin posted on Instagram for Beatrix's 13th birthday that same year, fans once again chimed in about how much they look alike. Video creator Kelly Rizzo wrote, "OMG Jodie, she's your little twin. Happy B-Day, B." Christine Lakin added, "Legit thought this first picture was a throwback of you. Happy birthday, gorgeous B." No matter how tall they get or what color they dye their hair, Sweetin sees the resemblance too. She told Today, "Both of my girls have my smile and all that." Sweetin's daughters may look a lot like her, but she doesn't want them to ever feel like they have to be exactly like her. Instead, she makes an effort to raise her kids in an environment where they can be their own person, make their own choices, and follow their own dreams. She told Today, "People want to raise mini versions of themselves. I just try and remember, this is your own journey, and I'm just here to help. I'm just here to allow them to figure out life on their own and be kind of the bumper rails for it." During her appearance on the Allison Interviews podcast, Sweetin touched on how much it means to her to see her kids be themselves and be confident in who they are.
For the most part, they have a very good sense of self. And I learn that from them all the time.
Sweetin has been candid about her struggles with crystal meth addiction in interviews and in her memoir, Unsweetened. Given everything she said about the honest and supportive relationship she has with her daughters, it perhaps comes as little surprise that she's been open with both girls about her history of substance abuse. She told Today, "My kids know that I'm sober. They know that I don't drink, and they know that I used to a lot, and I don't want to anymore. because I don't do it well. Her ability to have grown-up conversations with her children has fostered an environment of openness and honesty. She added, I'm really open with my kids, whether it be about drugs and alcohol, whether it be about sex, social media, whatever it is, they're smart. Even before her daughters were born, the star knew what she wanted for them. She told people while she was pregnant with Zoe, I had to learn to just be comfortable in my own skin. So I hope she'll learn that a little bit sooner. If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues, help is available. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. 4357.